and welcome to Rhythms and Realities. Today I'm joined by Fiig.
Hello. Sorry, I was drinking some water at the same time.
It's all good. You stay hydrated in this heat. It's too
Yes.
too warm.
Like 700 liters here, ready to go.
If you want to give everyone just a quick introduction about who you are and the kind of music that you make.
Yes, absolutely. So, as you said, I'm Fig. I make like indie folk, singer-songwriter, existential crisis kind of
Mhm.
songs, um, heavily based on my poor like mental health and how I I guess experience the world, see the world, and just try to capture as much of like my life as possible. Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
I think that's a great summary. I love that.
Thanks.
When did you first decide I want to give this music thing a go? Like, what inspired it, or did it just kind of accidentally happen?
Kind of accidentally happened.
Hmm.
Probably post like my breakup, which was years and years and years and years ago now. Because I kind of did music throughout like secondary school, even like primary school. Like I've been singing since I was like 9.
Hmm.
And then I think I finally really committed to it like post like well just before lockdown, and then lockdown happened and I was furloughed and I had loads of free time to fight for my life for like months on end.
Yeah.
So then I started creating music then, and that was arguably massively inspired by the the breakup. But I don't want to thank him for it. It's not him.
No.
He did nothing. But yeah, very much since like 2019, 2020 is when I first started like giving it like a proper go. But now I make very different music, so it's kind of like a refresh in the last like year or so. So twice, really.
A rebrand, if you
A
will.
rebrand, definitely.
How do you find trying to juggle making your music and also trying to find the time, but also the money to make the music?
Oh gosh. So yes, everyone I know who does music tends to have like tons of jobs on the side.
Hmm.
God, finding the time is quite difficult. Luckily, I've got a job which really helps in that sense. I only do like 4 days a week.
Hmm.
So I've now got like more time for it. Not that I do that much,
Hmm.
because who's not burnt out like 24/7? It is quite difficult. It's
Hmm.
more, I think the problem is not like finding the time, it's staying motivated.
Yeah.
And like staying on top of it. Luckily, I've got like my producer Finn, who bothers me all the time about new stuff. He's always just like, so when are we recording it again? I'm like, okay, you're holding me accountable. I like it. So it's more just trying to stay on top of it, trying to find like more fun ways
Hmm.
to be creative and stay on top of like creating and being a musician. And then I busk as well. So
Hmm.
that's a little bit of like income from music, which goes back into music. But the rest of the time, it's just saving up and just shoving whatever I can aside, and then forcing myself to sit in a room for like 6 hours recording
Oh my God. Just all in one go.
all in one go. Like no one disturb me.
I need to do
We've
it
got to get this
now.
done. Yeah,
What
basically.
what is it like? I've always been intrigued. What's it like busking, especially someone who makes their own music? I'd like compared to when you do like a show as yourself, what is
Mm.
it like when you're just like out on the street with like your guitar or just like your voice
Out in the
just out
world.
there?
Just like don't mind me, guys. It's so different. Like the first few
Mhm.
times I busked with Eliza May,
Mhm.
and she is a seasoned busker.
Mhm.
Like she's been doing it for years. So like the first few times it's so weird and daunting, but then after a while I think it becomes less scary than doing a gig because
Okay.
no one's really paying attention to you.
Okay.
Once that like settles in, it's fine. And
Mhm.
then I think it's finding that then the struggle is just finding what you want to perform,
Mhm.
because you can do originals, like there's nothing stopping you. But no one's really going to know them, so it feels a little less like intentional. It feels kind of empty to be like,
Mhm.
just going to sing this random song you've never heard before. Maybe you might like it, but you definitely running for your tube, so you're not going to sit and listen. So then it's just like finding like songs that make you feel as comfortable as possible
Hmm.
when performing. And I've had to switch up my like busking set list quite drastically because I was doing loads of pop covers, which is, if anyone knows Miss Eliza May, it's her forte. So I was like, I'm gonna match the energy, and she's like full of life, but I
Yeah.
perform in a more like, I'm here, that's it.
Yeah. That's
Kind of way. So
it's
I have
just
to,
me.
it's just me. I haven't got the energy level. So I've reverted to like finding folk covers and like just more indie folk that I like singing.
Hmm.
And I found that actually works better for me. So it's very different to performing live because people are intentionally there. But at the
Hmm.
same time, some gigs people aren't intentionally there for you. So it goes kind of like hand in hand at the
Hmm.
same time, but it's less daunting when you realize people aren't gonna like linger because they're running late 100%.
They got somewhere to be, unfortunately.
Somewhere to be.
I always, whenever I see like, it's mainly when I'm in London when I see buskers,
Yeah.
most especially when they're like in the tube. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm paying attention. I promise you're doing
Oh,
really
yeah, it
well.
needs to.
Because otherwise, I
And
just
like
like,
making past like, yes,
yeah,
love
I love
this.
it.
I
Because
am
otherwise,
late, but
it just seems a bit like, I feel like it's such a daunting thing to do to just
yeah, I think
do
the tube
it.
ones would be worse.
Hmm.
I'm lucky, so I do the same scheme, but
Hmm.
I'm in like the stations.
Yeah.
So I think the tube ones would be even more daunting
Yeah.
because they get that gets packed.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think many people have the time of day to give when they
Hmm.
go through the underground. Whereas like through stations and stuff, people are either like tourists and things, so there's less 9 to 5ers. I'm literally busking um in a week's time. So no, the end of this week. Then we in a week. I've decided to be brave and start doing it by myself without
Okay.
the support of Miss Eliza May, which is
Good.
terrifying. But um, it's just very different
Hmm.
in terms of the audience. But some
Yeah.
people are really nice. Some people love to stand and dance and get
Hmm.
involved, which is really, really sweet.
You said you've got like a busking partner with Eliza, you've got like kind of a producer, you've got like a makeshift-ish team. But most
Yes.
of the time, is it just you just being like doing the promo, doing this, doing that?
Yeah, so like day to day, it's very much just me.
Hmm.
So like when it comes to like recording and producing music, I work with Finn and they're amazing. And when it comes to like motivational support, I have like a few friends that
Hmm.
I can rely on. But like yeah, day to day, posting videos, like creating content, the fun stuff. Actually, I really enjoy it. I don't know why I make it sound like I hate it. I really like making TikToks. I think that's so fun. I think there's like you can be so pointless with them, but it's so
Yeah.
good. But like Instagram's actually more daunting because I
Yeah.
don't think it functions as well as TikTok
Hmm.
does. But I think a lot of the time it's just me. It's just me, myself, and I in my
Yeah.
room, like trying to caption a TikTok thing. Like this is really good, right? This is really good.
I think that's the hard thing about when it is just yourself. You've got no one to be like, hey, is this good? Like, I bug
Yeah.
with stuff for the blog. I bug my girlfriend so much. And she's like, can you just stop now? I'm like, yeah, but I know, but like, would you watch this though? And
But
she's
would you
like,
watch this?
yeah, just to like, I think that's the thing. It's especially with like being an artist, you need to try and put yourself out there, but
Yeah.
sometimes it does feel a bit like, please watch this. And
Someone
no
pay
one is
me.
listening.
No, I send it. I haven't actually done it quite recently, but my little sister used to get like a lot of my stuff. I'm
Mhm.
like, because she's now just joined TikTok and she's on like BookTok, but she's got more followers than me.
Oh wow.
She's been on TikTok like a year.
Jeez.
I'm like, these BookTok girlies, they don't mess
No,
around.
they
I'm gonna have to
really
start
don't.
reading. Like, but I will send her stuff, being like, does this look okay? Is this caption all right? Is this okay? And she's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
sure is. And I'm like, good. I'll take that.
I'll
It's all
have
that
it.
matters. Yeah.
How do you find, because you've just released a brand new song, how is it trying to rally up the promotion and trying to get people like excited for that?
That's really hard. I think that's
Mhm.
actually the hardest thing. The thing I find the hardest, I think, is
Mhm.
that like gaining the traction for it, because I think so much is so everything's kind of fleeting
Hmm.
on social media. And I think a lot of it's like luck of the draw. But I someone said once about like promoting a track that actually most of the promotion comes on afterwards.
Hmm.
And I kind of gone less hard on the pre-promotion,
Hmm.
and now once it's out in the world is when I start like doing more with it.
Hmm.
Because I think you can get it's so tiring, especially because I'm with my EP.
Hmm.
All the songs are quite frequent.
Hmm.
It's quite intense to do that much level of like
Hmm.
legwork ahead of it, while also still talking about the one before.
Hmm.
Just being like, what have I said? What have I done? Have I done enough? Is there enough going on?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. So it's quite challenging. I think my music with folk and stuff, I'm still trying to find that like niche little audience. Whereas I think with like other genres, it might be a little bit easier.
Hmm.
With like pop and stuff, I feel like people always love pop. Like there isn't someone who I don't believe anyone says that they don't like pop. I
Yeah.
disagree with that because pop's so fun. And I think it's if you can make a song people can dance to, they're like love it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, here's the song of the summer, guys. We're gonna be sad.
That's the
We're gonna
thing.
yearn.
Because it's so, your music is so different to the pop music and it's a bit slower. You have to be like more, maybe like more intentional with finding your audience.
Yeah, that's exactly like how I found it. Like I really think about like when I post about the song, like what I'm gonna put. And I
Hmm.
think with Guinea Pig, that one's gonna be the hardest one
Hmm.
to like talk about and promote. But I plan to do an actual talking video
Hmm.
about it because I think sometimes it's nicer to have a little chit chat and be like, this is what the song's about. Maybe you'll like it.
I think especially if you draw a lot from your own personal life, it's quite daunting to put a song out there that could be about something that's a bit difficult. You don't want to make like a million TikToks or a million like Instagram posts
Yeah.
about this thing. It might be, I think it is just learning what is right for your music.
Yes, it really is exactly that. Like this, yeah, especially yeah, a lot of the stuff I write is quite personal and like heavy topics. I actually think the last song on my EP is less like that. That's more
Hmm.
fun. So I think when that comes out, there'll be like a little bit of relief from people. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they're not completely losing their mind. People won't be worried about me anymore. But the other four songs, they're all so yeah intense and personal that I think
Mhm.
if I keep like going on about it, everyone's gonna be like,
Are you
get some
okay?
help. Yeah, and I'm like, my therapist knows about it. It's
It's
fine.
fine. I would love to talk about your headline gig that you had to fundraise for your EP. How was that?
It was amazing. It was so so good. I think I'm
Hmm.
still partly riding such a high from it.
Hmm.
It was a very like strange night, I think, overall, because I kept saying to people it felt like a birthday.
Hmm.
It's like everyone, like all the people that came up, I knew, and I knew them from
Yeah.
so many different like walks of life. Like I had a friend who I've known since like I was what 14, 15,
Hmm.
doing musical theatre shows. My dad was there. My dad turned up though. So I knew my dad was coming and he thought he'd surprised me, but I could see all the tidbits. So I knew he was coming,
Oh, bless
but I didn't know
him.
when he was going to arrive. And me and my dad are such a, like, we become so emotional, but like
Hmm.
together at like the same time. He
Hmm.
came down the stairs and he started talking to me and he started welling up and I was like,
Oh,
do not start crying.
no.
We haven't even started the gig yet. I'm just like, go sit down, go do something. But and then yeah, there was like some people from my work, people I've just it was a mishmash of people that it did feel
Hmm.
like a birthday. It was
Hmm.
like here's all those random people that I know, throw them together, see what happens. And yeah, but it was amazing. It was such a incredible night. I think I was like overthinking it for a good few days.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people do when they do like gigs. You'll spend like the next few days being like, what did I talk about? Did I embarrass myself? And oh my God, I forgot so many of my own words at this gig. It was so funny. Like, I think it's hilarious. I love making mistakes and
Hmm.
I love like little things like that because I think it's so funny. Um, so there was like multiple songs I forgot, even Home, which I've been singing for what, maybe three
Hmm.
years. I know those words in and inside and out. And it came to the second verse, and I was like, every time I said one of the lines, I was like, that doesn't sound right, guys. And I was like on stage telling everyone, I was like, that doesn't sound right. I don't know what it is. And I was like, and then I just like kind of mumbled through it and went, we're gonna carry on now, it's fine. And like I just think I was like spent that I spent the rest of the day being like, that was awful. Everyone was like, you're really bad at that. But everyone seemed to have a really nice
Mhm.
time. I had a really nice time. I made a load of merch for it, which I'm really glad like paid off
Mhm.
because it was so much work.
You said it is like, I suppose putting on a gig is a bit like a birthday party or party in general because you're like, are people gonna come? What if they don't like
Yes.
what I do? Like
Yeah.
what happens like if I'm just there and no one
If
else
no one
is?
turns up, I'm hanging out with my band, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, like I'm like the only guaranteed person probably would have been my dad. Like just been like me and my dad hanging out.
Like, all
Like,
right.
all right, guys. Yeah, it's such a weird thought. It's so daunting because for ages I was so worried about like ticket sales as
Mhm.
it's my favorite thing to worry about, especially from like doing gigs before and like
Mhm.
hosting nights. I'm like getting PTSD from doing burnt toast. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, this is so much worse. And then because there was a slight miscommunication with me in the venue, I was
Mhm.
doing the ticket link and they'd put the ticket link out and I thought they were using my link. So I was like, fine,
Mhm.
perfect, cool. And then I got a message or an email from them being like, so I just want to let you know that no tickets have been sold. I was like, what do you
What?
mean? And I was like, no, but and I was like looking, and then I went and looked at mine and was like, no, I've got tickets sold. Oh my God, what's happening? And it turns out they'd like put up their own link and we just completely
Oh
missed
my
each other.
God.
I was like, oh no, I'm really sorry. I have a ticket link and I have sold tickets, I promise. And they were like, oh good. We were like really worried. And I was actually like, no, I'm so sorry. So then what the people did turn up. People did turn up. People bought tickets. So it was all fine. But the venue were lovely. It was actually one of the best venues I've ever like played in.
Like you've said that ticket sales are something and like just kind of the imposter syndrome of it all. What have you found is the hardest bit of being an independent musician?
I think we were when we talked about like the traction earlier, I think
Hmm.
that actually is probably one of the hardest things
Hmm.
is gaining like the constant support and like traction with stuff and having people who come back time and time again, whether that's like online, in person, wherever else people can find you. Because I think the strange thing for me was when I changed from Izzy Grace to Fig,
Hmm.
and I was like, some people are going to stay, right? And then
Hmm.
there's just like so many people just forgot I existed.
Oh wow.
Because like the name's such a change
Yeah.
and like even though I was like posting about it, social
Hmm.
media doesn't like show everyone, so like not
Yeah.
everyone actually is going to be informed that there's a like a shift and a change. um and then like there was loads of people who had like stuck around and gone like love the name change, think it's really cool, really suits you, and everything. But then there's been people who I've spoken to who had no idea. Like I was like, yeah, I make folk music now, and they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, I've released a song and everything. They're like, you've released a song? And I was like, yeah. So I think that's probably been one of the hardest things
Hmm.
is keeping the people from like my pop era to the folk era. But I think because the genres are so different, it's
Hmm.
like going to be a bit of a shock for
Yeah.
people. But yeah, that's definitely, I think, the hardest is like keeping people on board because you feel like you're constantly having to entertain people.
Yeah.
Like social media and everything, whatever you put out, like has to have some form of like eye-catching experience. Like whether it's like a performance live, whether she's just talking, whether it's just like a completely pointless video, it has to catch someone's eye
Hmm.
every single time. And I think that's the hardest thing is to maintain it. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, because like people just always are expecting more. You can't. I
Mm.
would have loved to know what it was like to be an independent or a new artist before social media. Because I feel
Yeah.
like now, if you don't have a social media presence, it's almost like you can't be a musician, which I find is
Yes.
because it's two completely different things. It's not
Two different
musicians
things.
are creative, but not everyone wants to be creative for social media. They just want to make their videos.
Yeah.
There.
That's it. I know so many people that don't love social media. Like I am very fortunate in the sense that I really love creating TikToks and stuff because I think I've like taken on board that TikTok's just fun.
Hmm.
I used to take it really, really seriously. And then I was like, to be honest, most of the people on this app don't care. They're just
Hmm.
having like even people who just post for the sake of it, they haven't got like a purpose to post, but they're posting just fun stuff.
Hmm.
And I'm like, whether it's a serious topic, whether it's like a random trend, I think it can still be like just fun. So I think I love social media, but I do know so many people who are like, oh God, I've got to post again.
Hmm.
Oh my, and then you get bogged down by the views and the likes and the lack of comments, and I'm just like, it's just so many numbers.
Too much.
So many numbers, too many numbers. When like before, like social media, I know there was probably like so many different ways you would have
Hmm.
maintained and like put yourself out there,
Yeah.
but it probably would have been more organic
Yeah.
than social media is because I think social media isn't the most organic
Hmm.
way, but it has. I have met so many people now because of it, which is great. Like I
I
probably
think
wouldn't have met so many people otherwise.
I think that is a great thing about social media because most of the artists I found for the blog or people that I just enjoy anyway, I have no idea about them. I would generally have probably
Yeah,
about 100% of the people that I cover. I would not know they exist without social media. Like it's such
without
a
social
useful
media.
tool.
It's so good for that, and
Hmm.
I think like that's what also makes it fun. It's like you never know who you're gonna come
Hmm.
across. Like yeah, so many people I've met through the internet that are now like friends of mine that are really good friends. I think there's only one, maybe one music friend that I didn't
Hmm.
meet like through music, and it was more by chance. Years ago we played the same gig and now he's like one of my best friends.
Hmm.
But that's because we're both the same level of insane. So we
This
bonded
works.
instantly. But like every other person I can think of, I'm pretty sure was thanks to the internet.
Is it helpful because being a musician, it's quite a lonely
Mm.
profession because most of the times it is just you if you don't have anyone. Is it nice that you've been able to bond and create your own little community thanks to social media?
Yeah, it is really nice. And I like that there's like a few different communities as
Hmm.
well that I've got. I've got a lot of like independent friends who I'm in a group chat with, which
Hmm.
is the most chaotic group chat. And then it's like silent for a bit, then it's really chaotic again. And then I've got my like queer independent like music friends that like I truly adore, and I actually think they are like one of the best groups. I don't see a lot of them very often.
Hmm.
One of them, Dolly Dukes, I always bump into her
Hmm.
completely by accident. But she's always where like we're always just in the same place. It's so funny. Um, but it's such like a nice and like freeing group of
Hmm.
people. And then there's just like the odd ones I've like kind of gathered across the way
Hmm.
throughout time that you'll always see at the same like nights, events, and it just I do think it does create like a really nice sense of
Hmm.
community that you know that if you go to a gig or a night, there'll always probably be someone you
Hmm.
know. And on top of that, there's always somewhere to go to find people that you know
Hmm.
as well. So like whether you're kind of struggling, there's always like a night on
Hmm.
and there's always going to be someone at that night that you're going to know. And it's always nice to like always have that to sort of come back to because you're not going to sit and text all the time, some of them, but
No.
you will probably bump into them, and it'll just be like a really nice, like just like recharging sort of
Hmm.
moment, which is I think really nice about like the independent music scene. It's less. It's less sparse. It's quite like
Hmm.
condensed with a lot of people.
Have any of them given you, or anyone in general given you, like some advice that you still like carry and you weren't expecting to like impact you as much as it did?
Oh, that's so interesting. This is gonna sound like really like up myself. But I am normally the advice giver. But like I do think I've probably had like really important conversations with people.
Hmm.
Not that I can remember it, but I think when you discuss stuff,
Hmm.
especially like performing and gigging and creating like art that's like so yours. I think
Hmm.
like whether it's like a personal like the story of the song is personal, it's still entirely personal no matter what. And I think just like most of the time we all bond on the fact that we're all doing the same thing, we're all reaching for like a really similar goal, but it's still not like a competitive sort of
Hmm.
situation. And you all kind of bond over the fact it's all so insane. So I can't think of like any necessary like any advice necessarily, but there's the whole like I just think the whole realm of being able to chat to people and kind of bond together over the chaos
Hmm.
is really nice.
Is there anyone who inspires you to keep going, or is it just kind of finding the motivation within the music?
I am a heavily self-motivated person
Hmm.
as it is. I think not always. There's
Hmm.
loads of admin stuff that I kind of avoid, but I think like creating the stuff that I make now, I think it is mostly just like
Hmm.
my friends around me and Monrovia. I don't know why he's so personal to me, but he's like one of my favorite musicians, and I think seeing people create music inspired by similar things to what I'm inspired by is actually very motivating. I think that is probably the most motivating thing is finding people who create the same way I sort of create to feel like I'm not completely alone doing it.
Hmm.
Like I said, I like the whole genre thing is quite different to a lot of people's genres, and feeling like I'm just creating this really, really sad, sad like
Yeah.
acoustic music that everyone's just like, okay. It's quite nice to see other people doing it as well.
Hmm.
I've got lots of like folky friends. Like my friend Marchant, she makes such like stunning folk music,
Hmm.
and like having her around is also like a massive like motivation.
Hmm.
I think it's just seeing people doing what I love doing and what I
Yeah.
do, and knowing that I'm not completely crazy for wanting to do it also. I think that's the most motivating thing, to be
No,
honest.
knowing that there is people doing it,
Yeah,
there's an audience there, there is
yeah.
someone who
I'm
needs
like,
that
I'm not
music and
just,
wants it.
yes, exactly. Whether it is just my friend Martin, but we're just like back and forth, like, I needed you to release this song. Perfect. Literally.
What is the best way that someone can support you or other emerging
Ooh.
artists?
Ooh. In this current musical climate, is
Mhm.
probably online.
Mhm.
um, as like the most immediate way of like
Mhm.
supporting independent artists is like following, reposting stuff,
Mhm.
reposting and commenting. They are, I repost everything. I love to repost. I will
Mhm.
repost anyone and everyone's. I'm like, not enough people have seen this repost.
Yeah.
And I think that's genuinely, it should be like an automatic response
Mhm.
for people when they're like scrolling and they're like
Mhm.
seeing their friends. I think they should just be like repost, no matter what.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. Repost it. So I think that's like the most immediate thing. But I think going to gigs and buying people's merch,
Mhm.
or like just because not everyone has like the funds to buy merch, but like if you can go to a gig, if you can support by getting people's merch, or like people have that like buy me a coffee
Mhm.
thing, buying people's stuff on Bandcamp, like buying the music outright, also another great way. Like I think putting money into people who create art that make you feel seen is the best way of like spending your money. Besides like general life stuff, like the necessities.
Despite food, that is the next best
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Oh God.
And finally,
Yes.
what are some artists, small independent artists that you think everybody should be listening to if they aren't?
Okay, let's go. Oh God, there's so many, but obviously Eliza May.
Mhm.
Adore her with my entire
Mhm.
being. Marchant, fellow sad folk artist. Oh my gosh, there's so many. And Anjali,
Mhm.
also an icon, making very different music. Dolly Dupes, so
Mhm.
good. Eden J. House, Fox Gun. Oh God, there's so many.
So many.
Etty. Oh, there's so many. I'm like racking my brains. BB Barry, another one. George Bone, Forever Forever. August Cavallo. I'm 100% sure I butchered their surname multiple times. Oh God, there's so many more. I'm gonna have to stop. But yeah, there's so many more. That I would truly want nothing more but for people to support them
Mhm.
as much as they deserve it. Yeah, they're so good. So
Listen
good.
to them now.
Yeah, right now. You know what? Bin this off. Put this right at the start.
Yeah, just
No
this
one listen past this. Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on. It's been
No,
so
thank you
fun
for
to talk to
having
you.
me.
If you want to quickly shout out your socials, your most recent
Mm.
release, where people can find your music.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so me, I'm Fig, with two eyes in the middle, and my socials, I think on everything is Fig Music, so
Mhm.
Fiig music, spelt like how it's supposed to be spelled. I'm not doing any more bad spelling. And my latest single would be Guinea Pig, which is crazy. So if you want to have an existential crisis, I would listen to that.